We are going to study product life cycle, the concept of product life cycle now. Let's define the product life cycle, then we'll draw it, and then we'll go into the details of that. Product life cycle is the name of pattern of sales that a product records from its introduction to decline. From its introduction to decline. Again, let's draw the product life cycle and go into the details of that. The product life cycle is drawn on the two axes, where on the x-axis we have drawn the time, and on the y-axis we have drawn the sales, because as I told you, product life cycle basically is the pattern of sales of the product, that how a product will be sold. This is drawn like this. The first stage of the product life cycle, where it is attached with the x-axis, this graph. Some books do not include this stage into the product life cycle, but we'll study to understand it. So this is called the development phase, where the product is in factory being developed and not have been introduced to the market. Then the next stage we call it introduction. Product is introduced to the market. The next stage we have when the product is being sold rapidly. It's called growth. The next stage we have is maturity, or sometimes we call it saturation. In some books, saturation and maturity are written differently too. And then we have decline. These are the stages of the product life cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what these stages means, what is the situation of a product at every stage, and what policies businesses should opt, we'll talk about it. Let's start with the development of the product. At this stage of the product that we call development, the product is within the firm because the research and development is going on. The product is within the firm. Its costs are very high because a lot of expenditure is being done on research and development. Its cost is very high. Its sales or profit are zero because product has not been introduced to the market. If you have done some advertisement, like coming soon type, customers are curious. And if the competitors have not identified the gap, the competition will be zero. I repeat, if the competitors has not identified the gap, the competition will be zero. Okay, what are the organizational strategies during this stage? One, they focus on the quality of the product. Two, they focus on the design of the product. Because if they are going to introduce something new in the market, the design and quality should be awesome so that it can immediately attract the attraction of the consumers. And coming soon advertisement we do. Okay. The next stage of the product we have is introduction. Look at the graph. Development with the x-axis, now introduction. At the stage of introduction of the product has just been introduced. The product has just been introduced to its sales, and growth will be very slow because consumers are not much aware of the product, so they won't buy immediately. Then if the sales are slow, so we have low profits or no profits because cost will still be high. Low profits or no profits. Cost is still high, as I told you. What are the organizational strategies at this stage? What they do, they introduce a pricing strategy, skimming or penetration pricing. Skimming or penetration pricing. What do we mean by the skimming or penetration? It does mean that either we charge a very low price, that is called penetration, to enter into the market, or either we charge a very high price to show that our product belongs to a prestigious brand, for example. Two, we focus on the most ready buyer. Most ready buyers are those people who have contacted us during the coming soon type of advertisement, and we offer them the product now that we have introduced the product. Do you want to buy? No, we offer sometimes basic products without guarantee, warranty, because there might be some loopholes. And if we offer such kind of thing, the product will be returning back to us. But it's not necessary. It depends. It varies from brand to brand. If iPhone cannot offer a new phone without warranty. As I told you that it varies from brand to brand too. What we do here, we do strong advertisement. We do selective distribution. We do not give to every distributor at every possible place. We only find a few places. That's what we call selective distribution. Okay. The next stage is growth stage, the third one. What growth stage is, after the successful launch of the product, now the products has becoming climbing sales more quickly. The sales are high now. That's what we call sales are climbing quickly. More sales we have. Two, customers become more aware. Because we have done already advertisement. That's why customers are becoming aware, and increase to more consumers are buying our product now. High market share, because if no competitor has emerged, we are the only one. And high profit too, because we are the only one selling. We can sell at our own price. Costs are decreasing because of the economies of scale. Because of economies of scale. Here at this point, the competitors might emerge. They can identify that they are selling a very profitable product. So when we see competitors are emerging, we can alter little of our marketing strategy. What now marketing strategy will be? Let's talk about that. First of all, what we do, we increase the production because product is being sold. We increase the production. We do product modification if we identify that competitors are coming. Even if we do not identify it, to stop the competitors from coming into the market, we can do product modifications. 3, we can do market modifications. We can enter into new places. We can reduce price to stop competitors from coming into the market. We can give some offers on the product. And we start providing guarantees, warranties, and every stuff, accessories, repair services. Warranties, repair services. That are the strategies at growth stage. Now, here comes the maturity stage. Maturity means when the product has achieved almost all possible sales in the market, every possible consumer is buying the product now, and increase in growth in sales is not possible. What is the situation of the product at maturity stage? If you can see here, the graph, the product has reached, the sales have reached at its peak. Sales at peak. 2, we are gaining high profits and high market shares. High profits, high market share. Now the customers are well familiar of the product. Every possible customer knows us. And at this stage, if the competitors have emerged at the previous stage, we face strong competition. Because we have introduced the product, the competitors have come in and they are making similar products. The consumer is also purchasing from them. What are the organizational strategies at this stage? We do market and product modification. So we introduce new product, we enter into the new markets. We do marketing mix modification too. We decrease the price. We increase the promotion. Okay. The next stage is decline stage. If you look at this decline stage, now the sales of products are decreasing basically. The decline stage, the sales of the product falls and profits are down. What we do, for example, in today's world, if you take the example of iPods, the music wali scene jo wali hoti thi products, and typewriters, for example, no, you even might not have heard the name of the typewriter. The life cycle has down now. Okay, what is the situation of the product at the decline stage? Market share is down. Sales are falling very quickly. And if the situation is that the product is being wiped out from the market, the competitor also might run from this stage. What are the organizational strategies here? भी जान छुड़ाते हैं ना ऐसी प्रोडक्ट से, हम उसको नहीं बेचने की कोशिश करते। फिर कट ऑफ ब्रांड, harvesting. Harvesting is a term used in which we decrease the quality, expenses, price, everything so that बस ये बिक जाए, खत्म हो जाए प्रोडक्ट। Decrease quality, expenses, price. And sometimes, in very rare cases, we can make more investment to make the product life cycle better. More investment to increase the situation of product, but it's very rare. This was the introduction to the product life cycle and the graph and all the details. We are going to study another thing with the product life cycle quickly, that is called cash cycle with the product life cycle. There is the product life cycle of a particular product, and here is the cash cycle of that product. Here is the positive cash. Here is the negative cash. And this is product life cycle. Okay. The cash cycle is related to the product life cycle like this. At the stage of development, the cash is negative because the R&D, research and development expenditures are high, and we have not introduced the product into the market, so there is no revenue being generated from that. At the stage of introduction, the cash is still negative, but it's becoming better because a few sales are coming. So it's not the case कि वो मुस्तकिल जो है वो और कम हुए जा रहे हैं, it's improving. But as we enter into the growth stage, the cash becomes immediately positive. And then it remains positive in the rest of the life cycle of the product, because even if the product has the maturity or the decline stage, ऐसा नहीं है कि फिर उसमें से उसका कैश नेगेटिव हो जाएगा, यानी जितनी हम उस पर स्पेंडिंग कर रहे हैं उससे कम पैसे हमें आ रहे होंगे, because even if we decide to harvest the product और हम उससे कट ऑफ ब्रांड भी करने की कोशिश करते हैं, तब भी हम उस पर एक्सपेंस कम कर रहे होंगे, लेकिन उसमें से प्रॉफिट जो सेल्स हैं वो फिर भी आ ही रही होंगी. Okay, different products have different life cycles. You might have observed some products' life cycles are like this. They grow, they immediately fall. And some products' life cycle are this. If we talk about the fidget spinner that was introduced a few months ago and every student was having in his hand. If we talk about the Ludo game and the mobile phones, everybody was playing. It was immediately popular, then it declined and nobody can hear the name of that. But if you look at the product that is Coca-Cola, so we see its product life cycle is going in maturity and still improving a little every year, and people are buying Coca-Cola. So it's like there is no downfall, there is no decline on the product life cycle. Abhi to it's going on and going on and going on. So this was the introduction to the product life cycle. We have two more things to study related to the product life cycle. One is called the extension strategies, and second is called the portfolio analysis. We'll talk about them in the next lecture.